Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm Toymanoids, and today I wanted to show you my latest toy haul and go over my toy goals for 2025. So today we had a snow day here in Augusta, Georgia. It looked pretty nice for about 30 minutes. You know, had some snow. Then it started getting kind of wet and sleety and icy. So we take what we can get here in Georgia. But I did get out some action figures, grabbed some toys real quick, and try to get some toy photography in. One of the ones I grabbed was a new figure that I just got in. Opened them this morning. I got the re-release of, what is he, Slapshot Leo, the hockey Leo. And I never had him as a kid, so I was pretty excited to get him. He has like his little hockey pucks, and he's got his action. He does. Let me see if I can do it. He does his little slap shot action. Yeah, I picked. He came in together as well as Surfing Mikey. These are the re-releases. I thought they were like the 40th anniversary, but they're the latest re-release of the vintage line. I like these. I know a lot of people kind of have problems with them. I like them. I like there is a paint variation. Sometimes the paint is not as good as the vintage ones, which is good because, you know, it keeps the vintage ones special for the people who like to keep it vintage. But it's nice to have these new ones for people who didn't get the originals, who or just, you know, some new collectors, maybe kids that want to get these, or just collectors in general. But I like to get them, and sometimes I'll swap them out with the vintage ones, or, you know, a lot. Like I didn't have Slapshot Leo, so it was nice to add him into the collection. But yeah, these are cool. These all came in my Big Bad Toy Store lot, or pile of loot. If you're not familiar with Big Bad, you can do a bunch of orders and add it to your pile of loot. And I like to do that. And right before Christmas, it came. It's like I think every 90 days they have to ship, you know, whatever was in there. Or there's a 90-day limit per order. So I had things that were coming up on that 90 days, so I just had to make a big pile and have it all sent. Which when it all shows up, it feels kind of overwhelming. You're like, oh my goodness, all these toys. But that's over a pretty big period of time. Like I think I had things in there I'd ordered at the beginning of like 2024, and I just got into that order where it could be shipped. I got the Turtles of Grayskull Hordak, which I'm pretty excited for this line. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not a completist. I don't need to get the entire line, but I pick up figures I think that are pretty cool. And aside from, I mean, even if he wasn't part of the Turtles of Grayskull, I think he's a good Hordak. He just looks really cool. He's got the wings. Cool card art. I mean, he seems a little bit more kind of cartoon accurate than what we got, you know, growing up. But I do have a regular Origins Hordak. He might be taking his place on the display shelf. But I'm excited about these guys. Like I said, not a completist, but I will pick these up. The ones I think that are cool. Here's I got suckered into this because I love Tarman, and I like glow in the dark figures. This is a Super 7 reaction figures. I have like a love-hate with Super 7. I mean, I think most collectors or people who are familiar, I think most people don't mind Super 7, but the price is always kind of high. I know they try to justify it by saying they're a smaller company, but it seems like a lot. These are over $20, and yeah, I did spend over $20 for this guy. If I can find them on sale, I usually pick them up. I think Ross just had a huge, this past Christmas, there's a bunch of the Transformer reaction figures showing up, and I've been seeing them on sale. At Target has the G.I. Joe ones, but I did get him because I do like Tarman, so I figure I'd bite the bullet. And they do really good card art. I mean, I'll give them that. They get good artists to do the card art. And I like the toys too, but, you know, I just wish they were a little bit cheaper. I would get a lot more if they were cheaper. I also got G.I. Joe Classified Storm Shadow. Classified's a line that I kind of pick up here and there. I don't have to get all of them. Since the get-go, I thought they were pretty cool. They're just, I don't know. They're big and they take up a lot of space. I decided to just get here and there ones I like. I like Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes a lot, so usually when they come out with a different variation, I'll pick them up. And I liked, growing up, I liked this version of Storm Shadow a lot, so it's kind of cool. This came in from Pixel Dan. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Pixel Dan. He's a toy enthusiast that has really awesome videos. He's also a wrestler. But he had a Whatnot show, and I was watching, and this is his giveaway. And I won the giveaway. This is one of the new mutation turtles, Wrath. I didn't have this one, so I was excited to get it. So thank you, Pixel Dan. I don't know if I'm going to open them or keep. I'm not really a keep in the package collector, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to open this or not. I don't know. We'll see. Also from Pixel Dan, this is what I won from an auction from one on his Whatnot, is this knockoff Leo. It's a bootleg knockoff Leo. His arms move, but not well. I'm not sure his origins, where he's from, but I like knockoff figures. I like weird figures. That focuses in. They had a glow-in-the-dark one, but I get outbid on it, so someone else got that. Or not a glow-in-the-dark, transparent. He was like green transparent. Yeah, it was really cool looking, but somebody wanted him more than me, so he won him, so good for them. And I got this non-translucent version, which I'm pretty excited about, and will be happy to display in my collection. And then you might have seen in my shorts, I picked up these Walmart. Well, they're not from Walmart. I got them at Walmart, but they're not exclusive to Walmart. These were on clearance at Walmart. The blockies. These are like little snap tight figures, and I think they're pretty cool. If I can get Optimus, if they ever make a Galvatron, I'd like to get those. But I'm not in a huge rush to go back out and find more at the moment. We'll see. Like, I was looking around, like, where am I going to put these? I have a little Transformer section up in my shelves, and I don't know if they'll fit. I don't know. We'll see. They're new. And kind of getting into my goals. Like, these aren't in my 2025 goals, so talking about my 2025 goals. One of my recent pieces that come in, which was something I had in mind for 2025, was the Super 7 TMNT Turtle Van. So I've been looking at this. I definitely didn't want to pay the $500 from Super 7 when it first was announced. I think it was like a pre-order type of deal, and it looked really cool, but yeah, didn't want to drop $500 at the time for it. Then once it came out, I started seeing it like at local comic book stores, and they had a pay price, so they need to get their money back, so it's $500 there. Then I saw Big Bad had a sale. I think it was like 40% off. I was like, that's pretty good. I was like, well, if they got on sale, let me look around. Amazon had it on sale as well. It's like, that's not bad. And I was considering that. Then I looked it up on like a Google search, and I found a site called Cave Gamers. And I'd never heard of them before, and I was a little skeptical. I couldn't really find like reviews or but they had it was like, I think it was $285. But what won me over is they had the payment plan where you can do like you pay for like over 6 months. I was like, man, that'll make it feel a lot better, just to spread it out, and I'm not paying like one big chunk of it. So I took a chance, and I figured if something wasn't right, I could go through the payment company that I was using. I forget, it wasn't like a firm, or something else, and cancel it. But I was like, let's see what happens, and I did, and immediately got like good tracking and shipping and all that. So I was like, all right, that feels good. And shortly after, it's like it arrived. I saw it tracking, and it arrived. So I felt pretty good. It was a legit company, and they seemed really good. definitely check them out. Cave Gamers. So this is one of my goals I had in 2025, and I've knocked that out. That was like within the first week. So I'm like, I need to make a list. What am I looking for in 2025? I've definitely looked around my collection and like, what do I like? What don't I like? I like to switch things out. My collection room is also where I work. I do poster art. So I'm sitting in here a lot and always looking around, looking for inspiration or just something to kind of give me, brighten my spirits and just make me feel excited. So I'm switching things around a lot. And I was like, what do I want? What do I want to focus on? And because I am bad about, I get excited, I get to the store and I'll see something that's neat. And I'm like, oh, wow, I've got to get this. But what do I do with it? Do I want to put it on display? Is it something I really love or am I passionate about? So I get a lot of things and then I might keep it for a few months and then end up selling it like on Whatnot or eBay. But this year I want to kind of cut down on that just because I find something, even like, especially like, if you go to a flea market or like a Goodwill, you find something vintage. It's hard to say, man, I don't need that. Even if it's because it's so old, you find it. It's rare you find that. You just want to pick it up. So I still might do that. We'll see. But for 2025, the things I'm excited about. The first one I've been on the hunt for the past couple weeks because I've been seeing them pop up like on Instagram. People have been finding them. Here in Augusta, Georgia, it seems like, you'll see people like in the West Coast and Texas area finding things first, and then a couple weeks later we kind of get it trickling over here. But I've been seeing these pop up, and I've seen some reviews on the new Mad Balls. These new Mad Balls are Walmart exclusive. Looks like they've kind of taken the balls that kind of came out a few years ago. They've added hair to them. Kind of a gimmicky thing, but I'm a big Mad Ball fan, and I like the price because they're about $5. And from what I've seen, they kind of come in like a little bubble case that you can kind of display them pretty easily. The more I see like the reviews, they look kind of terrible. Like the hair is poorly glued on. They say the hair falls off. I guess the details aren't so much sculpted in as they are just kind of printed on there. So until I get one in hand, I don't really know. But either way, I'm going to get them. Even if they're kind of bad, I don't so much mind for $5 because I like kind of bad gimmicky knockoff type stuff. But these are legit Mad Balls, and we'll see. But that's what I've been on the hunt for, and I've had no luck so far, so we'll see. Another line that it doesn't look sculpturally, it doesn't look like great, but they're kind of cool because of that, is the Spin Master Batman, specifically the Batman Forever is the one I've been seeing. They look like they kind of fit right in with the Kenner Batman Forever line that was out back in the 90s. Batman's got, big bulky chest and a weird head. They're not great looking, but that's kind of the point. A lot of those figures back then didn't look amazing. They kind of had that fixed sculpt. At that time, I was completely out of toys back in that 90s era, that 90, I guess 97, 98. I forget when the movie came out, Batman Forever. But I might have seen them here and there, but it wasn't my thing. I wasn't looking for them. But now that they're coming back out with something similar, for some reason I'm super excited about them. I want to get the whole thing. I want to get the Batmobile and Batman, Riddler, Two-Face. So we'll see. And apparently they're going to be making more. I've seen some like rumors on Instagram that they're going to do like the Richard Donner Superman with Zod and the bad guys from that, and some other of those figures or movies we never got figures for. So I'd be really curious. And it's another toy line that's not expensive. They're not charging $20 for a little smaller action figure. So I like that. Makes it a lot easier to collect, and it's fun. It's fun to, I think that might be a Target exclusive. So one thing about, I might go on a rant here, but in Augusta, Georgia, our Targets are not great. There's no really, I never know what I'm going to find in each one. You just have to go to each, we have two of them. And every time I go to the toy shelves, they just look like they've not been touched by an employee in like months. If there's something new, it's like they're just kind of put there. It doesn't feel like there was like a case open. It feels like a random one or two was dropped in there. I don't know if people get there early in the day and already pick stuff over, or if it's never made it to the shelf, or if people have asked for something from the back and things kind of trickle out. I don't know the deal. I just know that it's frustrating. I go in there and I've never really easily found what I'm looking for. I'm not a big NECA collector, but I walk over to the NECA collector section and it's always a disaster. I'm like, I have no idea people who collect that in my area, how frustrating it must be. But I can only imagine. There's things that's like have been sitting there for feels like all year. It's like, why isn't this clearanced out? Or I don't know. But then my rant on Target. So while I'm on a rant about stores, I'll throw Walmart in there as well. In Augusta, we have 7 Walmarts that are within driving distance, like within a day. I mean, they're like about 15 to 20 minutes. You can get to all of them. It's not a huge travel. And then we have, if you want to travel about 30 minutes, you can get, there's 2. We have like an Aiken one and then one out in Thompson. There's not one amazing one that's like, yeah, every time I go there, I'm going to find something. Each one has a good day and a bad day. But I don't know how it works. This is what I imagine in my mind. I go and I look in there. A lot of times there's boxes that are sitting out in the aisle before you walk into the toy section. Right? I guess the people who are making restocking the shelves, they bring it out there to restock it later. You have to kind of look through that a lot to see what the new stuff is. That's how I found a lot of stuff that I find. But I don't know how this works. I just imagine in the back there being all this stuff that's been delivered and it's not being brought out to the shelves. Because you go to the shelves and you see the same thing that's been sitting there and it's like, it's messy and you're like, where's this stuff? I mean, sometimes like for the Ninja Turtles, there'll be like a pallet. I think it's delivered that way where they just roll it out to kind of the middle before you like walk into the actual aisles and they'll kind of take the box off and it's already there. It's ready to go. Those, I'll walk in like, oh wow, you finally get some new stuff in there. But things that have to be actually placed on pegs, you don't find it stocked and for here, I don't find it stocked very often. It's always kind of once in a while. But I always just imagine things are sitting in the back and they don't get sold and they get sent back to wherever. And that's why we see it like at Ross or Ollie's or, the discount stores. They can have no idea how it works. This is me imagining things, imagining scenarios in my head. But it's frustrating. I know a lot of toy collectors are frustrated with it. And I enjoy watching toy hunters. I'm like, man, some of these places, like, they are like living in a paradise of, things are being delivered and stocked up and the stores are great. And every once in a while I see something, I'm like, hey, that looks familiar. I recognize, those aisles being messy and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know the solution, but it's my little vent, my little frustration. Back to what I'm looking for in 2025. In the vintage era, I was trying to figure out what do I want that, something that I don't have I'd like to add to my collection. And the Real Ghostbusters Firehouse is one I've been looking at for a while. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I've never had it before. I didn't have it as a kid. But it has always been impressive to me. And it seems like there's so many photo opportunities for not just Ghostbusters, but like other figures you can put in there and do some really cool photos with. It's just a great looking piece. So I'm on the hunt for it. If I can find one at a decent price, there's a few places around here. I know, like in Columbia, South Carolina, there's a couple of toy stores, and there's one that it looks like it's complete. So we'll see. Maybe at a toy show coming up, I'll be able to find one. I don't know, but that's one thing I'm on the hunt for. Another toy line I didn't really have as a kid. I watched the cartoon, and it wasn't like I had to watch it. It was something that was on. I enjoyed it. But now, some reason I like the toys a lot, or Captain Planet. Yeah, I think the toys are great. I have a decent little collection of the figures, but I'm missing some that I'd like to try to find this year. Linka is one of the ones I'm mainly looking for because she's part of the team that makes Captain Planet. Apparently she's kind of rare because I've looked on eBay and things like that, and her price is up there where the others got, pretty cheaply. But for whatever reason, she's a little bit more difficult to find, so I'm going to have to hunt her down. I don't know if I'm going to have to buy her on card or what I'll have to do. And I'm trying to think back. I always thought I saw her in person like at toy shows, but maybe I haven't. Maybe I just imagined it. But she's definitely on the list. One that I don't know if ever came out here in the States is Captain Pollution. It's something I wasn't even really familiar with until I was doing like toy searches, and I saw Captain Pollution. I'm like, wow, he's really cool. He's like the opposite of Captain Planet. He's the toxic version. And I think that's the appeal, because I like Toxic Crusaders quite a bit. And he kind of feels like he fits in with that world. So I'd like to find a Captain Pollution this year, so we'll see. In lines with the environmental friendly figures, Toxic Crusaders. There's Trick or Treat has the new line of figures for Toxic Crusaders. I have the Toxie, and I've seen Dr. Killamoff being posted, so I know he's out and people have had him in hand. I ordered mine through a Big Bad Toy Store, and in December is when he was supposed to be released. I'm like, all right, that was one of the things with the pile of loot I was holding off on. I was hoping to get him, so once he was available, I was going to send my pile of loot. He hasn't shown up yet. I've seen him available other places to order, but I'm trying to hold off for Big Bad. I'm thinking it says January, so I'm hoping it'll be soon. But I'm excited for it because I like the Toxie a lot. They're a little bit bigger than the vintage ones, but still fit in nicely. But Dr. Killamoff looks really great. And unlike before, this one you can actually pop off his head that reveals the alien bug person that he is underneath. But I'm excited for that line. I've seen sculpts from some of the other figures they want to do. I don't think they've announced those yet. If so, that'd be something I'm looking for 2025. But Killamoff is one I'm excited for to get. I've already purchased them, just waiting for them. So anything Toxic Crusader. I like to kind of fill out some of the vintage stuff I have. I have all the figures. Some of my vehicles are missing accessories, so I'm looking for those. But I've also been kind of looking at I just completed the Panini card collection. I have the Topps trading cards. I have that as well completed. There's things like there's a watch, I wouldn't mind getting. There's a candy heads, it's a head of one of the characters. You pop it open, it had like hard candy in it. I have a Major Disaster so far, and I need to look and try to find some of the others. But anything Toxic Crusaders, I am excited for and looking for. I'd mentioned, with the He-Man stuff, that here and there I'll pick up stuff. I mean, whenever I go to the stores, I always kind of check the aisle and I look at the He-Man Origins, the ones that carry them still, because they're in store. I see a lot of the cartoon guys. I'm not seeing so much of the original Origins line. So there's a few more I'd like to get before, calling that done and complete. Like I mentioned, classifieds, I pick them up here and there. Star Wars is a weird line for me because that's back in the day. That's what I was. I was a Star Wars collector. When I got back into collecting, Star Wars is what pulled me back in, and I was buying everything. Like I'd keep everything. I'd get, I mentioned this I think in another video, where I'd buy two, I'd get one to open and one to keep in the package. And it got too much. I didn't enjoy the things in the package because it was all in storage, and I was worried it was gonna get messed up or get damaged and lose its value, which is weird because none of that stuff has any value. They made so much of it. You can buy it cheaper now carded than when you could back when it came out. But that's what pulled me back into collecting, was Star Wars, and I was all about it. But with Star Wars, there's not a lot recently that really gets me excited. Some of the Black Figure series I'll pick up here and there. It's whatever I kind of spot that kind of catches my eye, but I'm definitely not a completist anymore. Just whatever's neat, I'll pick up. But I don't know, we'll see. None of the shows, besides The Mandalorian, which I was all in on, as far as the show and not the toys. I do buy some of the toys, but like the Alkalite and the Skeleton Crew, I've not run out to get any of the toys that support that show. But hopefully we get some cool stuff out of Star Wars and can get people excited again. Another vintage line that I'm looking to kind of fill out some more is Beetlejuice, Kenner's Beetlejuice. I have a pretty good line of figures right now, and I'd like to get some of the ghost or monster characters. They fit in really well with Ghostbusters. I'm looking to get like the vehicles, like his car and the Phantom Racer. So those are things I'll be on the lookout for this year. I'd like to find those in person rather than ordering them, but we'll see. Some of the newer companies that have recently popped up that I'm keeping an eye on, I've made some orders from some of them, as Narcell. Narcell has the Cowboys of Moon Mesa figures coming out, and I'm excited for those. 9 to 5 Warriors, I have a pre-order at Big Bad. I'm excited for those figures to come out, and I like what that artist is doing with that line, and I'm excited to see more. So we'll see what 2025 brings. I'm excited to get those figures in hand. I know right now they're being completed, and hopefully it'll be shipped out, this year. So I can't wait to see those. So there you have it. That's my ramblings on things I'm looking for in 2025. I'm sure all that will change, and it'll be interesting to revisit this video at the end of the year and see where I'm at and what I actually picked up or what I found instead, or I don't know. We'll see. But in the comments below, I'd be curious, what are some of the things you're looking for 2025? What are you looking to do with your toy? What's your toy goal? I definitely want to buy less and kind of appreciate more. So just getting something and throwing it on a shelf, or sometimes I didn't even make the shelf. Sometimes I go straight to like a closet. I want to enjoy the toys that I have more, do more toy photography. Just enjoy what I have more rather than like, oh, I found the thing, now what? Then I put it to the side. So thank you everyone for watching and listening. And if this is your first time here, I wouldn't hate if you gave me a like and a subscribe. I'm pretty new to the toy scene as far as videos go. So I'm hoping to build, that's another goal for 2025, is building this audience and hopefully getting some views up there, some subscribers. We'll see. But thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time.